Hello, welcome back to Storybook Crafts from the Alameda Free Library. This week I was inspired by the book We Are Water Protectors by Carlow Lindstrom and illustrated by Michaela Goad to make a feather similar to the one that we see on the cover. And this feather is made out of a tissue box and staples, and that is it. So check out this very powerful moving book from the Alameda Free Library, We Are Water Protectors, and make this wonderful craft. What do we need to make our feather today? We need an empty tissue box. I prefer the big kind because we are going to use one of these pieces here from the corner on the bottom for the spine of our feather. However, if you have a smaller box, this will work too. You'll just have a smaller spine, or you'll need to glue or staple or tape a couple of those pieces together. In addition to a tissue box, we will need some scissors, a pencil, and I am using a stapler. You could also use tape or glue. I'm hoping that my stapler has staples in it. Last time I tried to do this, I was out, so if I have to change to tape or scissors, I will. Okay, let's get started. I really like this pattern here. So I am actually going to use the feathery part of my feather. I'm going to use this for that part. The spine I have here, and I'll show you how to get this. So this is the bottom of the box. I used part of the bottom here, just where the edges meet on the corner. This is a really, really sturdy piece, and that fold that's in there makes this cardboard really stiff. So you would just take your scissors, cut in a little bit here and a little bit here, cut all the way up. It's okay if there's a few words in there because it's going to be underneath the feathery part of your feather, so it won't matter. So just cut all the way up until you get a piece that looks like this. Okay? So there's the spine of our feather. Keep that fold in there. Remember, we want the fold in it. Let's set that aside. Let's get the feathery part. This one I just cut freehand. I like that shape, but you can always go in with a pencil and draw your shape if you like, to give you a little outline of how you want your feather to look. Just to, let's see, we use as much of the box as we can there. It's okay if it's a little bit scribbly because we're going to cut away anyways. Okay, I like that shape a lot. That's very feathery. So I'll go in with my scissors and cut around that shape, and then I'll shape it with my scissors once I have the general shape cut out. There we go. Save the rest of this box for something else. We'll definitely use it for something else. That's a really good feather shape. I'm going to cut off just the bottom here so that I have a flat part. We'll kind of shape our feather now with the scissors. Make it really look more like a feather and not like a leaf. Okay, and we need to make that center of our feather too. To get a nice straight fold in the middle, you could fold it up against a pencil or perhaps your scissors, something flat. You could even use the book. I'll go ahead and use the book for this one. So I'm going to place it right there on top of the cardboard and then fold the cardboard feather that I just cut up around it, and then I can go in and really fold with my fingers. There we go. Now it looks very much like a feather. And now we want to start cutting. So we're going to cut all the slits in our feather. I've already started over here on this one. So I'm going to show you how to start off. We'll just start by making a few little slits at the bottom in one direction. There you go. And you want to get as close to the spine as possible, that fold that you made in the middle, as close to that as possible without cutting through. There we go. So that's how to start it off. Here's the one that I've already started. I'm almost done. I'm on to the other side here already. And one thing to note is as you get close to the top, you can kind of curve your scissors around and make sure that when you're at the top of the feather here, one side of the slits is going one way, the other side is going the other, kind of like a chevron pattern. So one's going up, and the other one's also going up. They're not both going in the same direction. Rather, they're opposing. There we go. So all the way close enough to the middle as you can get without cutting through. Go slowly and carefully to make all the slits close together in your feather. Shape as you go. So when you start off at the bottom, you can start straight, then you can head more towards the top of the feather, then you can head more towards the bottom of the feather by angling your scissors a little bit as you cut. It really gives it a feather shape. As you cut, the cardboard starts to curl up a little bit, and it makes it naturally look like a feather. I'm getting towards the bottom, so I'll change the direction of my slits there. There we go. There's all my fronds. I can curl them up a little bit with my fingers. That looks gorgeous. Okay, now we're going to put in the spine. And as I mentioned before, I'm going to use my stapler. Let's see, I'm going to see where I want to position that so it's nice and sturdy. That looks great. I'll start right in the middle to secure the feather to the spine, and now I'll go sideways. So that fold that I made in the middle of my feather is my guide. That's where I'm letting the staple go in, right like that. I'm probably going to take this one to secure it off. I just wanted it there for placement so that it fell off on its own. Great. So I didn't lose my place. Look at that. All I needed was 3 staples, and the feather is done. I think I'm going to add one here at the bottom. I don't want to put one in the middle because that seems to make the cardboard a little bit curved. So I'll put one right there at the bottom. My feather is done. All right, very nice. You've got a nice big box there, so you might even have enough for 2 or possibly 3 feathers. See how many you can make out of that box. Have fun making these feathers, and please check out this fabulous book from the Alameda Free Library. Take care.